Sir, I need you to step out of the vehicle and stand against the car.
Officer, I can't. I'm paralyzed from the waist down. I was injured in Iraq.
What happened next was captured in devastating clarity by the officer's own body camera. Deputy Marcus Holloway had been with the Riverside County Sheriff's Department for 11 years. On this October 2019 afternoon, he activated his body camera at 2:34 p.m., following protocol. That decision would destroy his career. The body camera recorded everything, every word, every command, every moment of what federal prosecutors would call a clear civil rights violation against a disabled veteran. Holloway didn't know yet that his own equipment was documenting a crime. Here at what the camera saw, we share documented and reconstructed police interactions, inspired by real cases, to help viewers understand their rights, decision-making, and real-world consequences. Our goal is education, awareness, and clarity, never sensationalism. Before we continue, where are you watching from? Drop your location in the comments. If this is your first time here, subscribe to What the Camera Saw. Stories like these need witnesses, and your support helps us bring more truth to light. Deputy Marcus Holloway, 38, had a troubling pattern. Internal Affairs had received 17 complaints over 9 years. 15 involved allegations of excessive force during traffic stops. 12 specifically came from disabled drivers. All were filed as unfounded. A later analysis would reveal something shocking. Of the 127 traffic stops where Holloway activated his camera over 18 months, 104 involved vehicles with disabled parking placards. Of those 104 stops, he issued 89 citations for fraudulent use of disabled parking. Other deputies averaged 6 such citations per year. Holloway issued 89 in 18 months. The statistical pattern was impossible to ignore. On October 15, 2019, at 2:31 p.m., Holloway observed a white Dodge Grand Caravan with hand controls and a wheelchair lift system exiting a Target parking lot. Disabled veteran license plate clearly visible. He initiated a stop for failure to signal within 100 feet. The body camera activated at 2:34 p.m. as he approached the driver's window. The driver was Sergeant First Class Raymond Chen, retired, age 47. Ray Chen had served 22 years in the U.S. Army, 2 tours in Afghanistan, 1 in Iraq. On March 14, 2007, his convoy struck an IED outside Fallujah. The blast destroyed the lower half of his Humvee. Chen survived with catastrophic injuries. Both legs paralyzed. Spine fractured at the T10 vertebra. Permanent complete paraplegia. Zero motor function below the waist. But Chen didn't let his injuries define him. After 2 years of intensive rehabilitation at the VA hospital, he returned to civilian life with purpose. He earned an MBA from UC Riverside. He worked as a logistics coordinator for a defense contractor. Married to Linda, a pediatric nurse. 2 children, Emma, 12, and Jacob, 9. Active in veteran advocacy groups. His adapted van, purchased through a VA grant, gave him independence. Hand controls, motorized wheelchair lift, disabled veteran plates DV, 47382. Chen was accomplished and respected, but he was also a disabled veteran, which meant he regularly faced scrutiny. Store security often demanded proof of his disability. On 4 separate occasions over 3 years, law enforcement had stopped him, questioning the legitimacy of his disabled plates. Each time, Chen calmly provided documentation. Each time, officers eventually let him go, but the encounters left him exhausted and humiliated. The body camera recorded Holloway's approach. The footage captured Chen's hands on the steering wheel, visible and open. The van's interior was clearly visible. A motorized wheelchair secured behind the driver's seat. Medical equipment in the passenger area. Chen's VA medical ID card hanging from the dashboard. License, registration, and insurance. You failed to signal 100 feet before that turn. The footage captured Chen's calm response. Yes, sir. My documents are in the center console. I'll need to reach for them. Go ahead. Chen retrieved his documents. The body camera recorded him handing over his California driver's license, vehicle registration, and insurance card. The license showed the red stripe indicating disabled driver status. Holloway examined the documents without comment. The footage showed him looking into the vehicle, his eyes moving from the wheelchair to Chen's motionless legs. "Sir, I need you to step out of the vehicle." The camera recorded Chen's pause. His voice remained steady. "Officer, I can't. I'm paralyzed from the waist down. I was injured in Iraq. I have my VA documentation right here." The microphone picked up Holloway's next words with perfect clarity. "A lot of people fake disabilities to get parking spots. I need you to step out of the vehicle and stand against the car." "Officer, I physically cannot do that. I have no motor function below my waist. I'm AT-10, complete paraplegic. I can show you my medical records on my phone, and I have my VA card right here on the dashboard." The body camera captured what happened next. Holloway's hand moved to his service belt. His voice took on an edge. "Sir, you're failing to comply with a lawful order. Exit the vehicle and stand next to the car." Chen's voice showed stress. "I am not refusing. I am physically unable. I cannot move my legs. I cannot stand. I cannot walk. I have been in a wheelchair for 12 years since an IED blast in Fallujah. Please look at my VA card." The footage captured Holloway opening the driver's door. The camera angle shifted. His voice was louder. "Step out of the vehicle now, or you'll be arrested for obstruction." "Sir, I'm trying to explain. I cannot step out. My legs do not work. I need my wheelchair to move." The body camera recorded the critical moment. Holloway reached in and grabbed Chen's left arm. The camera showed Chen's body rigid in the torso, but completely limp from the waist down. Holloway pulled. Chen's upper body moved, but his legs didn't follow. They remained motionless, dead weight. The footage captured Chen's urgent words. "Officer, please stop. You're going to hurt me. I cannot feel my legs. If you drag me out without support of my spine, I could be injured." Holloway pulled harder. The camera recorded the terrible physics of a paralyzed body being removed from a vehicle by force. Chen's legs caught on the doorframe. His pelvis twisted. His body fell partially out of the seat, suspended by Holloway's grip and the seatbelt still fastened. The microphone captured Chen's voice. "My seatbelt. I'm still buckled." The footage showed Holloway unbuckling the belt. Then he pulled again. Chen's body came free in a graceless heap. The camera captured the moment his body hit the asphalt. His legs splayed at unnatural angles. His hands scraped across the pavement. The body camera recorded it all. The timestamp read 2:38 p.m. For minutes had elapsed. Chen lay on the ground, upper body propped on his elbows, legs twisted beneath him. The camera captured his face, shock, pain, humiliation, his voice shaking. "Officer, I cannot stand up. I cannot move my legs. I told you I'm paralyzed. Why are you doing this?" The footage recorded Holloway's cold response. "Sir, stop resisting and stand up. Place your hands behind your back." "I cannot stand. I have no legs. I am not resisting." The body camera captured something crucial. A white Toyota Camry pulled into the parking spot behind Chen's van. The driver, a man in his late 60s wearing a Vietnam veteran cap, got out and approached. The camera recorded his voice, loud and sharp. "What the hell are you doing? That man is in a wheelchair. Are you blind?" Holloway turned. The body camera captured the interaction. "Sir, stay back. This is a law enforcement matter. That man is a paralyzed veteran. I can see his wheelchair from here. You just pulled a disabled man out of his car." The witness had his phone out. The footage captured him recording from 15 feet away. 2 video records now existed. The witness continued. "I'm calling 911. This is police brutality. That man can't walk. Anyone can see he can't walk. Should officers who physically force paralyzed veterans from wheelchairs and demand they walk, despite visible medical equipment and clear documentation, face federal prosecution? Comment your thought below. This wasn't just harassment. This was a civil rights violation against a combat-injured service member, and his own body cam was recording every moment. The body camera recorded Holloway keying his radio. "Control, this is 3 Adam 47. I need a supervisor to my location. I have an uncooperative subject refusing to comply." Chen remained on the ground. The footage captured him reaching toward his van. try and pull himself back toward his wheelchair. His legs dragged behind him, lifeless. Holloway stepped closer. The camera recorded his boot entering the frame, inches from Chen's hand. "Sir, stop moving. Stay where you are. I need my wheelchair. I cannot sit up like this for long. My spine needs support." The microphone picked up approaching vehicles. 2 patrol units arrived. The body camera recorded deputies Angela Martinez and Thomas Brennan approaching, both with body cameras activated. 3 cameras now recorded the scene. Martinez approached Holloway. "Marcus, what's going on?" Subject failed to signal. Refused to exit the vehicle. Refused to comply with commands to stand. Martinez's camera showed what Holloway's couldn't. Chin on the ground, legs clearly motionless, twisted at impossible angles. His wheelchair visible through the van door, his disabled veteran plates. Martinez's voice uncertain. "Marcus, he's in a wheelchair. Is he disabled?" "He claims he is. A lot of people fake it." Martinez walked to Chen. Her body camera recorded her kneeling. "Sir, are you injured?" The footage captured Chen's exhausted voice. "I'm paralyzed. I'm a disabled veteran. I told him multiple times. I showed him my documentation. He pulled me out and demanded I stand. I cannot stand. I haven't been able to stand for 12 years. Martinez's camera recorded her walking back to Holloway. The audio captured her words, low but clear. "Marcus. His legs aren't moving at all. He's got a power wheelchair in his van. His license says disabled. We need to get him medical attention." The body camera recorded the next 15 minutes. Martinez and Brennan carefully lifting Chen's upper body. The awkwardness of moving a man with no leg function. Chen's quiet instructions on supporting his spine. The deployment of his wheelchair from the van. The transfer of Chen's body into the chair. His legs positioned manually. Through it all, Holloway's camera recorded him standing apart, writing notes. The witness with the Vietnam veteran cap remained, still recording. His camera captured what he said to Martinez. "I got all of it. I got your partner pulling a paralyzed man out of his car. I'm sending this to every news station in California." Sergeant Phil Morrison arrived, his body camera activated as he stepped from his vehicle. Morrison's camera recorded him surveying the scene. Chun in his wheelchair, visibly shaken. Morrison approached Chun. His camera captured their conversation. "Sir, I'm Sergeant Morrison. Can you tell me what happened?" Chen's voice was steady but trembling. "I was pulled over for a turn signal violation. The deputy asked me to step out. I explained I'm paralyzed and cannot walk. I showed him my disabled license. I offer my VA records. He told me people fake disabilities. He ordered me to stand up multiple times. When I couldn't, he physically removed me from my vehicle and left me on the ground. I think I have injuries, but I can't feel them." Morrison's camera recorded him turning to Holloway. "You pulled him from a vehicle?" He was refusing to comply. "He's paralyzed, Marcus." He said he was. The footage captured Morrison's jaw tightening. His vehicle has hand controls. He's got a wheelchair lift. He's sitting in a power wheelchair. His license says disabled veteran. What more proof did you need? Morrison called for paramedics. Riverside County Fire Department Engine 67 arrived at 2:51 p.m. Paramedics assessed Chen. Their report documented multiple injuries, abrasions to the right hip, contusions to the left knee, laceration on the right palm, potential pressure injuries to his sit bones. For a paraplegic, pressure sores could become life-threatening. They recommended immediate evaluation at the VA Medical Center. The body camera recorded Morrison speaking with Chen before the ambulance left. "Sir, I apologize for what happened. This should not have occurred. You have every right to file a complaint. Here's my card with the incident reference number." Chen's response was clear. "Sergeant, I've been discriminated against before, but I've never been physically forced from my vehicle and ordered to do something medically impossible. This wasn't a misunderstanding. This was deliberate. I told him repeatedly. I showed him documentation. He didn't believe me, and now I'm injured." Deputy Holloway returned to Jurupa Valley Station at 4:15 p.m. Department policy required body camera footage uploaded within 2 hours. Holloway connected his camera at 4:47 p.m. The upload was automatic. The footage became permanent record, filed under Incident JV 2019-104782. At 5:23 p.m., Holloway completed his report. The document told a different story than his camera. According to the written report, Chen refused multiple lawful orders, became argumentative, and resisted attempts to assist him. No mention of Chen's explanations of paralysis. No mention of VA documentation. No mention of the wheelchair. The report stated, subject claimed disability but refused to provide documentation. It was fiction, but the body camera footage told the truth. Raymond Chen arrived at Jerry L. Pettis Memorial VA Medical Center at 3:17 p.m. Doctors who treated him for 12 years examined him. The medical report documented his injuries and included critical notation. Patient reports being forcibly removed from vehicle by law enforcement despite explaining T10 complete paraplegia. Patient commanded to stand and walk. Medically impossible given his condition. This represents severe misunderstanding of spinal cord injury and discriminatory treatment under ADA. That evening, Chen filed a formal complaint with Internal Affairs. The complaint was detailed and specific. It included the incident number, Holloway's badge number, witness names, medical reports, and requests for all footage. The complaint was assigned to Sergeant Diane Foster, Internal Affairs investigator. Foster began her investigation October 18th. She pulled Holloway's body camera footage first. What she saw was damning. The video showed everything Chen described and contradicted Holloway's written report entirely. Foster expanded her investigation. She pulled dashcam footage. She obtained statements from Martinez and Brennan, both confirming Chen's account. She collected Morrison's footage. She obtained a civilian cell phone video. She requested Chen's VA file. The documentation was overwhelming, but Foster did something else. She analyzed Holloway's traffic stop data going back 3 years. The pattern was statistically impossible to dismiss. From October 2016 to October 2019, Holloway conducted 412 traffic stops. Of those, 198 involved vehicles with disabled placards. 48% of the stops. Department average was 8%. Of those 198 stops, 147 resulted in citations for fraudulent use. Of the 147 citations, 139 were dismissed when drivers provided medical documentation to court. That was 94% dismissal rate. Foster preliminary report, completed November 4th, recommended immediate action. Deputy Holloway has engaged in pattern of discriminatory enforcement targeting disabled individuals. The Chen incident represents the most egregious example. Recommend suspension, referral to DA for criminal review, and notification to DOJ's Civil Rights Division. On November 7th, 2019, Deputy Marcus Holloway was placed on paid administrative leave. 23 days after the incident, Raymond Chen contacted the ACLU of Southern California. On November 12th, Attorney James Wu reviewed the body camera footage. His assessment was immediate. This is one of the clearest ADA violations I've seen in 20 years. The body camera evidence is irrefutable. The ACLU notified the U.S. Attorney's Office for Central District of California on November 18th. Federal prosecutor Amanda Morrison assigned the case to AUSA David Park. Park watched the footage twice. His notes: strongest body cam evidence I've seen for deliberate indifference to disability. Textbook 18 U.S.C. Section 242 violation. On December 3rd, 2019, the FBI opened a civil rights investigation. Special Agent Lisa Chen led from the FBI's Riverside office. Using internal affairs analysis, agents identified 47 individuals cited by Holloway for disabled parking fraud whose citations were dismissed. Agents interviewed 31. The pattern was consistent. The FBI investigation uncovered internal emails showing supervisors were aware of complaints against Holloway, but took no action. One email from March 2019, 6 months before Chen. Deputy Holloway has another disabled parking complaint. That's the 5th this year. Maybe we should retrain him on ADA protocol. Response from a lieutenant: disabled parking fraud is a real problem. No action needed. On January 14th, 2020, Raymond Chen filed a federal civil rights lawsuit in U.S. District Court, case CV 20-00184. The complaint alleged ADA violations, 42 U.S.C. Section 1983 civil rights deprivation, Fourth Amendment unreasonable seizure, and 14th Amendment equal protection violations. It sought compensatory damages, punitive damages, and injunctive relief requiring policy reforms. Riverside County's attorneys reviewed the footage. Their legal assessment was blunt. In a confidential memo, the body cam video is indefensible. A jury will be appalled. Recommend immediate settlement to avoid trial and punitive damages. On March 2nd, 2020, a federal grand jury indicted Marcus Holloway. Count 1, deprivation of rights under color of law, 18 U.S.C. Section 242. Count 2, falsification of records, 18 U.S.C. Section 1519. Each count carried maximum 10 years in federal prison. The indictment made headlines. The body camera footage was released with Chen's permission. It went viral. Within 48 hours, 4.3 million views. Public reaction was fury. Veterans groups condemned Holloway. Paralyzed Veterans of America called it a disgrace to everyone who wears a uniform. Marcus Holloway was arrested March 2nd at his home, released on $50,000 bond. His attorney, Thomas Brandt, issued a statement. Deputy Holloway is innocent. He was performing his sworn duty. This was a tragic misunderstanding, not a crime. But Brandt knew the footage was devastating. In private, he told Holloway his only option was a plea deal. Holloway refused. He maintained he'd done nothing wrong. He told his attorney, "I was making him prove he was disabled. How was I supposed to know he was really paralyzed?" Brandt's response, "Marcus, it's on video. He told you 15 times. His wheelchair is right there. No jury will side with you." The trial began September 14th, 2020. Federal Judge Philip S. Gutierrez presided. AUSA David Park led prosecution. Defense was Thomas Brandt. Jury selection took 3 days. Final jury, 7 women, 5 men, ages 28 to 67, 4 veterans. 2 had family with disabilities. The trial lasted 3 weeks. The prosecution's centerpiece was the body camera footage. It was played in full on day 2. The courtroom was silent as jurors watched Holloway pull Chen from his vehicle. The audio of Chen explaining his paralysis over and over was visceral. Several jurors visibly reacted. Raymond Chen testified on day 4. He described his service, his injuries, his rehabilitation. He detailed the incident with precision, matching the footage exactly. On cross-examination, defense tried to suggest Chen was uncooperative. Chen's response was devastating. "Sir, I cooperated completely. I explained my condition. I offered documentation. I physically could not do what he demanded because I have no legs. That's not being uncooperative. That's being paralyzed. Those are different things." Dr. Sarah Patel, Chen's physiatrist, testified as expert on spinal cord injuries. Mr. Chen has zero motor function below mid-abdomen. He cannot move his legs. He cannot stand. He cannot walk. These are permanent conditions. When Deputy Holloway demanded Mr. Chen stand up, he was demanding something as impossible as demanding he fly. The prosecution called statistical expert Dr. James Rodriguez, criminologist from UC Irvine. His testimony was damning. Deputy Holloway stopped disabled drivers at rate 600% higher than peers. He cited them for fraud at rate 1,400% higher, and 94% of those citations were dismissed. This pattern is statistically impossible to explain by chance. It demonstrates targeting based on disability. Former Deputy Angela Martinez testified for prosecution. It was immediately obvious he was paralyzed. His legs weren't moving at all. His wheelchair was right there. I couldn't understand why Marcus had pulled him out. The defense lasted 4 days. Brandt called use of force experts who testified Holloway's actions, while regrettable, didn't rise to criminal levels. He argued Holloway was doing his job, perhaps overzealously, but without criminal intent. None of it overcame the body camera footage. Holloway testified on day 18. It was a disaster. Under cross-examination by AUSA Park. Deputy Holloway, Mr. Chen told you he was paralyzed, correct? He said he was. And you didn't believe him? I wanted verification. His wheelchair was visible, correct? Yes. His vehicle had hand controls, wheelchair lift, disabled veteran plates, correct? Yes. His license showed disabled status, correct? Yes. He offered VA medical records, correct? He mentioned that. But you still didn't believe him? A lot of people. Yes or no? You didn't believe him? I wanted him to prove it. By standing up? By exiting the vehicle. He couldn't exit because he's paralyzed. You knew that, and you pull him out anyway, correct? Pause. I was following procedure. Show me the procedure that says to pull a paralyzed man from a wheelchair-accessible vehicle and demand he walk. Park played the body camera footage again, with Holloway on the stand forced to watch. The jury watched Holloway watch himself. Closing arguments. October 6, AUSA Park. You've watched Deputy Holloway's own body camera. His own equipment recorded his crime. He demanded a paralyzed man walk. When that man couldn't, because he's paralyzed, Holloway punished him with force. That's not law enforcement. That's discrimination. That's a crime, and it's all on video. The jury deliberated 7 hours over 2 days. October 8th, they returned verdict. Guilty on count 1. Guilty on count 2. Holloway showed no emotion. Sentencing, January 11th, 2021. Raymond Chen spoke for 18 minutes. I defended this country. I lost my legs doing it. I've spent 12 years learning to live with dignity. In 4 minutes, Deputy Holloway took that dignity away. He made me prove I was disabled by forcing me to fail at walking. He humiliated me in public. He left me on the ground like garbage. Every time I leave my house now, I'm afraid. Judge Gutierrez's remarks were scathing. Deputy Holloway, you were sworn to protect the vulnerable. Instead, you targeted them. The body camera shows you knew Mr. Chen was paralyzed. He told you repeatedly. You saw his wheelchair. You didn't care. You made him prove his disability by subjecting him to something impossible, then punish him with force. That's not a mistake. That's cruelty. The sentence: 4 years and 2 months in federal prison, 3 years supervised release, $50,000 fine, $12,847 restitution. Permanent prohibition from law enforcement. Marcus Holloway was remanded immediately. He would serve at FCI Lompoc. His badge, his career, his freedom, destroyed by the camera he activated himself. The civil lawsuit proceeded. With Holloway's conviction, the county's position became untenable. On March 3rd, 2021, Riverside County agreed to settlement. Raymond Chen would receive $12.4 million. But the money was only part. The injunctive relief mandated sweeping reforms. First, immediate termination of Holloway with pension forfeiture. Second, mandatory ADA training for all deputies, 40 hours annually with testing. Third, civilian oversight board with subpoena power. Fourth, revision of policies regarding disabled interactions, prohibiting demands for physical proof when documentation provided. Fifth, mandatory body camera activation for 100% of contacts, 30-day suspension for failure. 6. Statistical monitoring of all stops with demographic data collection. 7th. $400,000 compensation fund for other victims. The 47 individuals identified were eligible. 8th. Public apology from sheriff acknowledging institutional failure. 9th. Annual public reporting on ADA compliance and camera activation rates. 10th, hiring a full-time ADA compliance coordinator. 11th, mandatory psychological evaluation for any deputy with more than 5 dismissed disabled parking citations in 2 years. The settlement became a model. Law schools taught it. Police academies used the footage as training on what not to do. Disability rights organizations cited it in policy advocacy. Raymond Chen used his settlement to establish the Chen Veterans Disability Rights Foundation. The nonprofit provides legal assistance to disabled veterans facing discrimination and advocates for stronger protections. Chen testified before Congress twice on disability rights and law enforcement accountability. He turned trauma into purpose. Marcus Holloway served 3 years, for months before release to supervised release in May 2024. He never apologized. Brief statement through attorney. I served my sentence as required. I have no further comment. He works now in private security, barred forever from law enforcement. The body camera footage remains in public record. Over 23 million views across platforms, used in training by over 200 agencies, shown in high school civics classes. The footage endures as evidence of what happens when authority meets bias, and when technology meant to protect police becomes evidence that convicts them. Deputy Holloway activated his body camera at 2:34 p.m. on October 15, 2019, following policy. He believed he was doing his job correctly. He believed disabled parking fraud was serious. He believed Chen might be faking. He believed his instincts were enough. What he didn't believe was that his own camera would capture every moment of his discrimination, that the device meant to protect him from false accusations would become primary evidence of his crime, that his career, freedom, and reputation would be destroyed by equipment attached to his own chest. The camera recorded everything, every word, every ignored explanation, every impossible demand, every moment of Raymond Chen on the pavement, unable to move his legs, unable to comply, unable to prove his disability any more completely than he already had. The camera captured it all in high definition, with timestamp precision, with audio clarity. His own body camera documented his crime, uploaded automatically, filed as permanent record. The very technology implemented to increase police accountability worked exactly as designed. If you believe officers who selectively target disabled individuals, demand physical proof of medical conditions, and use force when impossible demands aren't meant to deserve federal prosecution, and that body cameras must have real accountability with civilian oversight, subscribe and turn on notifications. Because tomorrow we have another story that shows how cameras meant to protect can also expose the truth when authority forgets it's being watched.